So dear students, welcome back once again to your online teaching. And today the topic I have chosen is India position and extension. Okay, this topic can be visualized or heard by both the classes of class 8 and your 10 standards because it deals only with India and its location. Okay, moving further the chapter. So we have the contents of this chapter, that is India's location in the world, then extent and frontiers of India, then we have neighboring countries of India. So these are three sub units are going to study in this particular unit. Okay, let us first take up India's location in the world. Okay, now I've got two pictures here. I've taken India globally where she is located and one more India separately like what it is. Okay, next come back the first picture. When you say India is located in the northern hemisphere, before that, so north, you know what's the north in the global thing there. Okay, then you have south, then you have your east and your west. So these are the four directions that you have in your globe here. Okay, so now you yourself can judge where exactly India is located. So India is located within both the northern hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. So can you see that picture there? So it is located both within the northern hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. Okay, we'll take the next picture where India is highlighted there. Okay, here she is situated in the Southeast Asia as a peninsula. So where is she situated? In the Southeast Asia, okay, as a peninsula. Okay, we'll come back to this peninsula. So why do we call India as a peninsula? Okay, she is surrounded by three sides of water. So you all know that. So that is your towards the east you have a Bay of Bengal, then towards the west you have your Arabian Sea, and towards the south you have your Indian Ocean. Then the part of the land that is there towards the north, the entire northern mountains is called as a land area. So we call India as a peninsula. Okay. Now next, we are going to study about the extent and frontiers of India. When you go to extent and frontiers of India, so when you study about your entire globe, about Earth, it will be in the previous class we have studied about your latitudes and the longitude lines. So we have two lines. One is your latitude line, one is a longitude line. So what is latitude lines? When you see the entire globe, you can see a line running from your east to west in your dotted lines. We call these lines as what? So I already marked there. So we call this line as what? It is your latitude line. Okay, what are these longitude lines? These lines which run from your north to your south. This we call it as what? The longitude lines. Okay, when you see about this, we have two lines passing through India. One is your longitude, one is your latitude. Now you can tell which is a longitude line, which is a latitude line there. That's there in that picture. So when you see a latitude line, okay, we see that the part the side past the center of the Indian line. So when you see the globe, children, you have to come across three lines. One is equator, which lands to the center of the hemisphere. Okay, then you have the north, you have a Tropic of Cancer, south you have a Tropic of Capricorn. So the line that passes through India is a Tropic of Cancer. That is, we call it 23.5-degree north latitude line. Okay, so you can see the line that's passed the Gujarat there and towards your east. So we call it as what? The Tropic of Cancer line. Okay, now what is longitude line? So you can see a line passing from the north entering into India. Okay, see we are drawing it here. You can see it on the picture. So this line is just one for a clarification, but it's a straight line, children, passing there. It's a standard meridian line. Okay, and we call it as 82.5-degree east longitude line. We call it as what? 82.5 east longitude line, and this passes the city of Allahabad there, and we Indian Standard Time is also taken from that particular line. Okay, these are the Tropic of Cancer and the 82.5 east longitude line that's passing through India. Okay, now come back to water frontiers and land frontiers. Okay, here we are explaining exactly the location and the frontiers, how exactly India is located. Okay, come back to your water frontiers. So you yourself already have read there. So what are these water frontiers that you have here? So I have already told you there. The water frontiers are towards the east you have what is it? The Bay of Bengal. You can see the picture, the Bay of Bengal, and towards the south you have your Indian Ocean. Towards the west you have your Arabian Sea. So these are the water frontiers we have in India. Okay, now just listen to what I'm saying here, children. Instead of water frontiers, okay, here the main land of India, you know what it is. It is completely covered by a water. So here It's about 6,100 kilometers that is entirely covered of the coastal regions there. The total length of India's coastline. When they say coastline, so you can see that blue color, that's a coastal line you have there. Okay, so it includes Andaman Nicobar Islands as well as the Lakshadweep Islands and is 7,516.5 kilometers. Okay, these are water frontiers that we have, and these are all natural frontiers. Okay, it's not created by man. Okay, let us come back to your land frontiers. So what I have told you, land frontiers, it is you have from the northern mountains extending there. Okay, we call this a land frontiers. Okay, and the land front of a country is over 15,200 kilometers. It's around 15,200 kilometers, except in some places. India's natural frontiers almost on all the sides, be it your north, south, or whatever it is, we have a natural frontiers. And the Himalayan range, that line is drawn in the brown color, forms a natural frontier in the north between India and your China. So these are land frontiers and the water frontiers. Okay. Now the next point that we're going to study about is Indira Point and the Indira Call. So where is this Indira Point? So when you come back to the land there, we got Andaman Nicobar Islands. So Indira Point is the southernmost tip of India, and it is in the Andaman and Nicobar Island, and it's a Nicobar Island that we are speaking about here. Can you recognize that? It's Andaman Nicobar Island. We have got Indira Point is southernmost point of India. We said northernmost point of India. It is in this region where we are going to mark it here. So that is the Indira, called the northernmost point of India. So summarize the event once again. So we have Tropic of Cancer line passing through the center of the country. Then we have 8200 degrees east longitude line where we take an Indian standard time. Then we have a water frontiers, the three sides surrounded by water there. And you have a land frontiers, then Indira Point and the Indira Call. Hope you have understood this, children. There. The next slide for you. Okay. Next already you'll be knowing. So totally, India has sharing a land border with 7 neighboring countries. So here it's very clear, Afghanistan, Pakistan to a northwest. Okay, then you have your China, Bhutan and Nepal towards the north of India there. Can you see? I'm just underlining all these things and all. Just see that. Okay, then we have Myanmar to the far east. Okay, then Bangladesh to the east. Then we have so southernmost of India we have at Sri Lanka. Okay, and Maldives. Okay, and these are the neighboring countries that we have in India. And in between your India and Sri Lanka, we have two things. Okay, the mainland of India and Sri Lanka is divided by two, that is Park Strait and Gulf of Mannar. Park Strait and Gulf of Mannar, with the two lands, India and Sri Lanka, you have the water there. So in between the two, you have in this your Park Strait and the Gulf of Mannar. So just summarize the events, children. So here the last unit is, so we say, and moreover one more thing, we are sharing a land border, isn't it? So here we call this Radcliffe line, that's a line between India and your Pakistan. So India and Pakistan, can you see the blue color on top? There's a border line that's called as Radcliffe line. Okay, so he is the one, the Radcliffe was a viceroy at that time. He is the one who marked the border for India there. So we call it as a Radcliffe line. Then you have the Durand line. That's a line between India and your Afghanistan. Okay. Next, we have one more. That is the McMahon line. That's between India and your China. We have a McMahon line that's called as India and your China. So we have just shown you the thing, but it's a border line between India. So India is sharing a land border between your China and this. So you can just say the border between India and China is called a McMahon line. Okay. So we all know that India is a democratic republic country. Okay. And today we have got 28 states and 8 union territories. And Delhi is included as a national capital. Okay. Now before we had 29 states. Now Jammu Kashmir. Okay, after 370 article, Jammu Kashmir is not given as recognition as a state. It is considered as a union territory along with your Ladakh place also. So right now, according to the 20 there, right now we have 28 states and 8 union territories of India. In this, the largest will be your Rajasthan. The largest state in India is Rajasthan, and the smallest state is your Goa. Okay, the smallest state is your Goa. Can you see, children, there? So what I've understood from this here, there are 7 neighboring countries surrounding India. Okay, and we have 28 states and 8 union territories. The largest state in India is Rajasthan, and the smallest is your Goa. Hope children, we have come to the end of the chapter. Hope you have understood this chapter. Okay, thank you.